Hello, wherever you are. How are you doing today? So, today I'm going to talk about this painting and I want to show the latest one. I've been working on this winter landscape and I'm so happy to finally reveal the final and finished piece here. So, on this video, I'll be talking about how I created this using gouache step by step and explore some of the most important challenges that I faced with while I was painting this one. So for this painting, I've chosen a vibrant palette using gouache. I'm working with carmine, scarlet red, Prussian blue, ultramarine light, and burnt umber. All these paints are from Shinhan's gouaches, which I really like them. And just to let you know what I'm working on here, I'm using Fabriano Artisco 100 GSM watercolor paper, which is a great surface for both gouache and watercolor. Okay, let's get started. I started creating the base of my sky using ultramarine light gouache. I've mixed it with a quiet bit of water to get a real light wash. So, my goal here is to capture the feeling of a cold day with actually light blue. So we are going to notice that I'm also leaving some white space which will allow me to build up the color and the details later on. Now, to really emphasize the winter atmosphere, I'm adding a layer of purple to the sky. I have created this rich vibrant purple by mixing carmine and ultramarine light. As you know, carmine, despite being a red bias color, actually has cooler and cool undertones, which make it perfect for conveying that cold feeling that we want. Once the purple is down, I'm immediately washing my brush and using it to gently blend and blur the edges of the paint. This is really important for creating a soft atmospheric sky because we don't want any harsh lines here. I've mixed a touch more ultramarine with water and added a bit that purple we mixed earlier to create a soft water wash that I'm using for the ground and the floor of the painting. This helps tie the sky and the ground together visually and maintains that cool wintry atmosphere. Well, let me tell you why I chose gouache to paint this one, because I love both watercolor and gouache. And yeah, as you know, gouache is an opaque medium, which means we can easily layer colors on the top of each other, unlike watercolor, where previous layers often show through. So, gouache allows us to completely cover up the previous strokes. This gives us the freedom to add colors, shadows, and highlights wherever we want, even on the top of the darker areas. It's particularly helpful for adding bright highlights. With gouache, we can just select a lighter color and apply it directly. Whereas with watercolor, this is much more challenging because it's transparency. And of course, this is the nature of watercolor. When I started painting this painting at the beginning, I was a little unsure about how to approach the sky with gouache because I'm so used to painting skies with watercolor where the blending is more easier. This was actually one of the first times I've used gouache for a sky like this, and it definitely presented some challenges to achieve that soft blended look that I wanted. I started by using very watered down washes just like I would with watercolor. I slowly built up the color in layers, adding more pigment gradually, but I was more confident with areas like the train and I used more pigment from the beginning. But I really loved the way it all came together in the end, and it was a lot of fun experiment with this approach. One of the biggest challenge that I faced while I was working with gouache, and the important one that I think is matter to share here is actually the way that the layers interact. For example, if you use a lot of water in the top layers, they can actually reactive the paint in the layers underneath. It can mix or muddy your colors. What I've learned, especially through this piece, is that it's best to apply those final layers with more pigment and less water if it is possible, and or just a touch of water if needed. But try to keep them as dry as you can to prevent reactivation of previous colors. And this is the hints for those who use traditional gouaches. So I think it's really valuable to understand the warmth and coolness of color and actually how they work together. So this is why artists always recommend playing around with just three primary colors, especially if you're a beginner. Play with red, blue, and yellow plus a white when you're using gouache. So you can learn so much by mixing your own colors. And if you are a person or someone who is interested in learning gouache, watercolor, or even other mediums, you can use actually three primary colors, or you can just add a burnt umber or black if you're using gouache. I mean, use the limited palette for yourself. So by using limited palette, you're going to learn to mix your own color from the basics. You'll gain a much deeper understanding of color theory, and you'll find that achieving those secondary color become easier and effective than just relying on pre-made tubes. So I think this is a fantastic and fun way to understand and learn about different colors. As I told you, I'm using Shinhan Professional gouaches because I think they're fantastic. I really enjoyed working with them. They offer great pigment and coverage, and I find they allow for both thin washes and thick layers, giving you plenty of flexibility to achieve the exact look that you want. And I also wanted to mention my brushes that I'm using for this piece, my flat Da Vinci Casano brush. It's been really a game changer. It holds a good amount of water and pigment, so I don't have to keep reloading it every couple of brush strokes. I actually tried another flat brush for comparison, and I noticed that I had to reload that paint much more frequently with it. So a good brush, one that can handle the paint and water efficiently, can truly make the painting process a lot smoother and more enjoyable. And I used round brushes for small parts of the painting, so I will write about the exact material and brushes that I used in description so that you can check it later. Alright, I hope you enjoyed this video. That's all for today. If you enjoyed, please like and subscribe, and see you in next video.